Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Sports Update Ghana. My name is Joseph Adamafio and it's day 2 of the Black Stars training session at the Accra Sports Stadium. And Coach Chris Hutton looks like having a full house at this particular training session. And Thomas Partey is currently in camp and has joined his teammates for the training session. Also, Hafiz Konkonin is massively involved in this particular training session. And well, I have the video here right on Sports Update Ghana. Before we get into it, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So the Black Stars first started their training session on Tuesday around 4 p.m. with a little shake of the Black Stars players. Try to do a little warm-up by stretching their legs for a while. Then later on they move into another training session. So you can see the Black Stars players moving to go and do another training right after this particular training session. The goalkeepers were also doing their own thing over there, with Richard Olele Kinsett with the 3 Black Stars players. Jojo Wolacott, Manaf Nuruddin and Lawrence Atizigi were being tested when it comes to how they would handle shots in matches. So that is Richard Olele Kinsett getting a shot. Well, from there the Black Stars players moved into real action where there was a lot of ball play over here. This time the coach wanted to see how the Black Stars players will be able to string a number of passes. So it was all about the passes, and people who came to watch the game started giving ideas that this could be Coach Chris Hutton's probable squad for starting 11 for the game against Madagascar. But as you can see, it's the team in white versus the team in red. So they are trying to see if they will be able to string a number of passes with high intensity of players in white, giving the players in red high marking to ensure that they have no room to give space. But the coaches wanted to see how they will handle this, but the players were good at it. It is Hafiz Konkonin who is in blue because he happens to be the 12th man for the team in red. If you are able to count, you see. So it was very, very tough. Some of the players had to go down due to some of the tackles that were involved in this particular one, and you can see one of the players down there in pain. And when the team in white won the ball, they would have to also put in the same effort by stringing in the passes and having some forward passes and all that. And in team white, they at times had either Jordan Ayew or Andre Ayew as the striker. This time it was Jordan Ayew leading attack with his brother Andre Ayew behind him. And that was how this particular training session went, and before they zoom into the other training session. Over here now you can see the Black Stars really playing an 11-a-side football match. Yes, half back with the goalpost brought to the middle of the pitch. Hafiz Konkonin was made to sit because we have I think 24 players in camp, and the coach used 11, so making 22. So it was Hafiz Konkonin and Manaf Nuruddin who were not involved in this particular 11-a-side match. Later on, Hafiz Konkonin was made to join due to substitutes that were made. But this time there was no goal that was actually scored. It was basically the players playing to the instruction of Coach Chris Hutton. And what I picked up from this particular training session was that the coach was trying to see how the players would play in position, what we often call positional play, where you see the likes of Pep Guardiola, you see the likes of Eric Ten Hag and also Thomas Tuchel, and some of the great coaches like playing this style, making sure that the players are in right position, and whenever one player moves out of his position, his teammate gets to be in that position to fill in the void. And I'll point it out to you very shortly, but it is Kamaldeen Sulemana trying to do a little flick, but unfortunately loses the ball, and at this point in time, a Black Stars player went down, and it was a very furious one, but they ended up winning it. I think it was Osman Bukari who went in very hard on his teammate over here, and you can see this time Joseph Edu did very well to win this ball, and he got some plaudits for his attempt to win the ball over here. We had Joseph Edu in defense, and he at times played with Kasim Noon over there, whilst Daniel Amate played with Nicolas Opoku in defense. So you can see Joseph Edu picking a ball at this point in time, whilst one of the players in yellow had one of their players lacing his boot. You can see Thomas Partey pulling back to ensure that everything is filling in the void, and that is what I'm talking to you about. It is Andre Ayew sent a long pass over here, and it was a nice dribble from, I think, Ernest Nyama, but unfortunately the finishing was not on point, and that's how this particular training session on this one went down, with the Black Stars making sure that they were able to do a lot in training, and this also got a number of plaudits. Nicolas Opoku, when he headed the ball to the goalkeeper, and what a dribble from this particular player on the pitch. That has to be Joseph Painter, midfield, yes. So you're still watching Sports Update Ghana, the Black Stars Day 2 training session, and how it went down. Ransford Ibuakonix Dover draws back and sends the passes across. It was basically a nice training session. The only person who didn't turn up for training is Gideon Mensah, who unfortunately has pulled out of the Black Stars squad due to injury. Well, at this point in time, Anderlecht midfielder Majid Ashimeru went down on the pitch. It was a very tough one because one of his teammates went in very hard on him, but he was able to get up on his feet. The training session resumes over here with Majid Ashimeru getting back onto the pitch, and the players trying to string a lot of passes from Nicolas Opoku. Then we had, I think, Patrick Tozo over here. It was basically a nice training session as the players try to find their telepathy, that's what you guys call it, stringing in a number of passes just to make sure that they get accurate passes, because they know what the Malagasy team will be coming into this game with, so they make sure that the passes were on point. And Coach Chris Hughton also tried to ensure that what he wanted from the players were duly done, and after this one, that is when they went into shooting drills, and a number of players took part in the shooting drills. So yes guys, that's how the training session for the Black Stars went today on Tuesday at the Accra Sports Stadium, and the Black Stars practiced a lot of shooting. They also took part in the 11-a-side football match, which Coach Chris Hughton and assistant coaches used to assess and find out which players will be good for Ghana's game against Madagascar, because you want to win this Madagascar game very, very much. And Coach Chris Hughton and his men made sure that they got what they wanted from the players at this particular training session on Tuesday. The Black Stars will be back at the Accra Sports Stadium on Wednesday for their final training session, but the GFA are saying that this particular training session will be behind closed doors. I try as much as possible to see if I can get you the training session of the Black Stars at the Accra Sports Stadium on Wednesday, which will be Day 3. Well, until then, my name is Joseph Adamafio. Thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So the shooting drills of the Black Stars players is what you are watching. Captain Abiyayu with his first attempt, followed by Ransford Yipua. Rich had a very terrible one, and I have the video separately here on Sports Update Ghana, so you can check the video section and watch more over there.